Welcome to Lesson 9, the discriminant. Now the discriminant is a part of the quadratic formula. So in our quadratic formula we know that we have x equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. And that b squared minus 4ac is what's called a discriminant. And we use the discriminant to determine how many numbers of solutions we have to our quadratic equation. Now, as we've been working with these, I've told you that you need two solutions to each of them. And every equation we've worked on fit the bill with the discriminant to do that. What I didn't tell you is that these are two real solutions. And sometimes you may not have always two real solutions. Sometimes you may have one real solution, sometimes you may have zero real solutions. It's all based on the discriminant. So, let's look at the discriminant, just kind of look and see where it is and why you think that what number it is could determine the number of real solutions. Alright. Now, we still have b squared minus 4ac, and it's going to give us 2 real, 1 real, or 0 real solutions. And I have 3 examples here. And each of them has a different type. One's 2, one's 1, and one has 0 real solutions. So, what I want you to do is to, in your group, simplify each expression and decide which one you think has 2 real, which one you think has 1 real, and which one you think has 0 real solutions. So, I want you to just look at this again and think about where that b squared minus 4ac is that could determine that. Alright, so go ahead and pause the video and work these out. Alright, and here are the simplified versions of those 3 examples. So I got 9, 0, and negative 32. And the thing that I wanted you to notice about this is that they lie underneath the square root, which makes us have to think about, again, what are our properties of square roots? What do we know happens whenever we have a square root and the numbers underneath? If you recall, if you have a positive number underneath your square root, you're going to have 2 real solutions. And that's what happens whenever we get a positive number from the discriminant. We get 2 real solutions. That's a bad A. Here we go, that's a better A. Alright. If you have a 0 underneath your square root, you have 1 real solution. And if you get a negative number underneath your square root, you have 0 real solutions. So positive 2, 0, 1, negative 0. So here's an example for you to try. So identify your A, B, and C, plug them into the discriminant, and decide whether or not there's 2 real solutions, 1 real solution, or 0 real solutions. So go ahead and do that with your group now. Alright, and here is the solution to that example. You see that there are 2 real solutions because we got a positive number from the discriminant. Alright, here's one more example for you to try. So go ahead, pause the video, and try this with your group. And here's the solution to that example. You saw that we got 0. And remember, 0 does not mean 0 real solutions. 0 means there's 1 real solution. So remember that. 0 means 1 real solution. Alright, our last example. It says determine whether the graph of y equals x squared plus 3x minus 4 will intersect the x-axis at 0, 1, or 2 points. The next lesson that we're going to do is going to be about graphing these quadratic equations. And graphing them is another way that you could use to find solutions, but it's not always the easiest. And the discriminant is something we can use to help us whenever we graph, and it can tell us how many places that our what's called a parabola will cross our x-axis. So it's the same exact process. You still identify your A, B, and C, and then you still determine how many real solutions you have. And the number of real solutions is the number of places that it crosses the x-axis. So go ahead, pause the video, and figure that out now. And we see that the discriminant gives us a positive number, so we know that it's going to intersect the x-axis at 2 points. And this is something that's very important to know when we start graphing. So this is the end of this lesson.